See here. So in yesterday previous class. Okay. So in previous class. For web applications. Yes. Okay. Postman notes. Postman web portion. Okay. So API testing also completed yesterday. Mm, Types of APIs also completed. Yes. This is diagram. This is diagram. Okay. This is what API versus web service versus microservice. Okay. So first developer implemented what API logic here. API means it is a testing side. Okay. It is what application layer up. Okay. See this one. This is what. So API testing is a backend. Okay. Backend testing. So UI is not, user interface is not visible here. Okay. In that API, user interface is not visible. See here, this is one focus on the backend only. So API is focus on the, mainly focus on the backend only. So see here, screenshots also not visible in the APIs. Okay, screenshots are not visible. Database also comes under what? Database also comes under this one, this API testing. Okay, so see this one, all web service APIs are, but every web service API is not a web service. Okay, all web services are APIs. Okay, all web services, this one, all web services are APIs, but every API is not a web service here. This is very, very important. So APIs is available in what? Internet. So APIs are available in the internet. Why internet? So data can be stored in the cloud. So stored in the server. That's why internet is called as a web service. Okay, APIs available in the internet is called as what? Web service here. So what is microservice? A small functionality in the application is called as a microservice. A small functionality in the application is also called as a microservice. Micro means what? Micro means micro is a small word. Okay, micro means small. Okay. See here, account balance, transfer module, reports module. See this one. Communicate. This one. These two are communicate. So account balance and transfer mode. These two are what? These two are communicate. This is what the sufficient account balance means. Sufficient amount is available in the bank or not. So sufficient amount is available in the bank or not. That is called as what? Account balance here. So transfer and account balance. These two are what communicated here. So one interface is required. That's why APS is required here. One interface is required here. That's why APS is also required here. Are you understood? So next one, each module or component called as what? Microservice here. Microservice is a small component or functional in the application is called as a microservice. See this one. If you want to transfer amount means what? Depends upon the balance module. So transfer amount means it is depends upon what? Balance module. So if some amount is available in the bank, that is only you can transfer. So otherwise, in transfer amount is not possible. So if you have doesn't have any balance, okay. So your account balance is nil. So it is not transfer any amount. So that's why it depends upon the balance module. So we need to invoke the microservice. Okay, transfer amount of service. So is what prerequisite is sufficient balance in the account or not. So balance part take care the another microservice also. Okay. So this one to communicate each other. Help of what? APIs. So here APIs communicate with the two microservices. What are the two microservices? Account balance and transfer module. Are you understood? So communicate the true transfer. Two microservices act like was interface. So we can store the internet is called as what? Web service here. So APIs versus microservice. See this one. So API service means what? Here API is code only. It is only offline mode. So what is it? A way of different software systems applicate to communicate with each other. How it works also. So example, web service. What is web service? Okay, HTTP. So it is one how it's work. It's a JSON. Okay. So using JSON. So it is example and a microservice. What is microservice? So what is API? What is web service? What is microservice? These are the small examples. Okay. So the way of different software systems or applications is called as communicate with each other is called as the API. So how it works? So one app can run the request from another app is called as API through internet. Okay, without API also, without internet also, API is working. Okay, so web service means a type of API works that specifically over the internet. So if you run the web service, so internet is must and should. So otherwise it is not run. Why means it is HTTP. Okay, so hypertext transfer protocol is one. So how it works? It is enabled to two systems and exchange the data in between the two systems. They are exchanging the data. So a payment gateway like PayPal, this all comes under the web services. Payment online process model. Okay, microservice, a smaller dependent application does one thing well. So a large app is built by commanding microservices. So it working as what they are self-contained can run independently here. Okay, this is example. See this one request application process interface, program interface and response. So request message is what HTTP request. So get, post, put, patch, delete. Okay, these all are we can pass the request. So response means what? Response means what? So validations performed like what response code, status code data is only required in the response. So application programming interface API here. Okay. So fundamental point of API. API is taking the request. See this one API taking the request. Okay, and during we need to focus on the request and response also both one. So how many types of request or method we want? So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 types of request. What are the 5? Get, post, put, patch, delete. So what is get? We are getting data from server. So database server, we can get the data from database server. So post means we are sending the data to the server. Okay, put means what? Put means we are updating something. So get means getting data, post means sending data, put means updating data, patch means record has some issue in the update. Okay, so delete means we can delete the data from the server here. So depends on the types of requests corresponding APIs, we will trigger with perform what certain operations. See this one, this operation is called as a CRUD operation, CRUD. So these CRUD operations are, see this one, last one. See here. CRUD means create, retrieve, update, and delete. So create means what? Post. We can send the data. So retrieve means what? Get. Database getting the data from database. So update means what? Put. We can update the data in the database. So delete means what? Delete in the database. Okay, these four operations are HTTP methods. So CRUD operations. Those are our main methods. Okay. So these are the rest. This one. Get here. Okay. So API taking request means what? API taking request means it is what request from the presentation layer. API taking the request from the presentation layer. Okay. So get is what? Get in real time. Real time we use what? We use. So real time we use only these two. What are those two? Get, put, post. Only these three methods in real time we can use. So patch is not used. Delete also not used. Okay. What is patch? Patch is not going to. Don't have permission to delete. So in that patch, we don't have the permission to delete here. Okay. So in the patch, what it is a small updation is called as a patch. Small updation, it is called as a patch. So delete means it is a what don't have permission to delete there. So okay, small updation is also called as a patch. So to getting the data from server means which server? Getting the data from which server? Database server. We can get in the data. So we are sending the data means presentation layer to. We are sending the data what? Presentation layer to database layer. We can send the data. You understood? You can send the data from presentation layer to okay database layer. Put means or we are updating something means employee records. See this one. Employee records are updating in the main companies. Okay. So REST API method means it is a automation methods. So this one get what is here. Here one resource is there. So receive information about an API resource. Resource means resource is a data or information available in the database layer. Okay, data or information available in the database layer. So in that layer we can get the data. So okay, resource see this one resource. One database server contains different types of data. From the presentation layer, I am trying to request something. I got something and request related to resources available in the database server. We need to access. So one database contains different types of data here. So employee information is available also here. Employee information also available in the resource. So see here it is an interview question. What is HTTP? What is HTTPS? No security in the HTTP. Okay, security in the HTTPS. Next, not it is not encrypted. HTTP is not encrypted, and HTTPS means it is encrypted files. Okay. C is one. You are a uniform resource identifier. So uniform resource locator, unified resource name, these three types. Okay. C is one google.articles.com. This is called a domain or host. So articles or article name is called as what? Article or article name is called as a resource. Article or article name is called as what? One resource here. So for 1 and 2, first go to the server. Okay, first go to server, it will articles folder. Inside the folder, article name is available. So this is what actually trying to get. So if you want to get fourth one, we need to provide 1, 2, 3. So URN is the resource. We are trying to retrieve the data from database is called as what? URN here. This is one retrieve the data here. Okay. So status code also is available. Status code means what? So status code is what? Is a 100 series code. This is receive the request from currently processing. If request not complete in the server, you will get what? 100 series like that. So C is one series like series examples. So 100, 200 success code, 300 success code, 400 success codes, client server codes, and 500. Okay. So success codes, information codes, redirection code, client error codes, and server codes. 4 types are available in the this one. See this one. This is also code numbers. So 100, 200 is all are called what? Two code numbers here. So in this diagram, what is the client cluster, client consumer? So it is a presentation layer. From presentation layer to database layer, we can pass the request. From database layer to presentation layer, we get a response from the request. Okay. So post is used for what? Presentation server, and get is what? Database server, and put is what? Put is a database layer, and delete is also a database layer. Okay. This is called API. So now APIs all are complete. Description is completed. So you can prepare on this one notebook. So definitely you will get the interview questions. Okay. You can write on the your own notes. Okay. So thank you all.